was 7 years old, I was introduced to the world of philanthropy. A small backstory. In 2010, my mom was nominated for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's Woman of the Year campaign. She was tasked with raising as much money as she could to help fund a cure for blood cancer in a short 10 weeks. My whole family got involved, including my 7-year-old self. I helped with fundraisers, set up my own bake sale during a haircut-a-thon, which raised over $400, and donated my hair for the cause. I volunteered at my mom's car show event, soliciting more donations with my cuteness, and even got my friends involved. During this time, I connected with a young girl named Cynthia Aguirre, who was exactly my age and was just like me in so many other ways, except she had been battling a blood cancer since she was just 2 years old. Her and I were inseparable during those 10 weeks of fundraising, and it blew my mind that someone so young could go through so much. It's safe to say she left a lasting impression that would stay with me to this very day. All my efforts of helping my mom, and being so young while doing so, earned me the Kids Go Beyond award given to me by Angels Baseball. There was a sort of high that I got from helping those who needed it the most, and LLS was something that I began to identify myself with. I remember watching my mom meet so many amazing people, help and touch so many lives, that I knew, when I was old enough, I had to have a campaign of my own. My mom won Woman of the Year, raising $61,651.52. Hey, every cent counts, guys. And from then on, my family stayed involved with LLS, contributing our time and volunteering to help those battling blood cancer. In 8th grade, I moved to a new school in a new city where I knew absolutely no one. Now, middle school is hard enough, even when you're in a place you're comfortable with. But being thrown into a new environment with strangers and judgy teens is like being thrown into a sad coming-of-age movie. And that's the best way I can describe my 8th grade experience. Almost immediately, people started rumors about me, and I remember eating lunch in the school bathroom some days. I would wake up every day dreading school. I was constantly sad. I felt lonely and out of place. Now, being a teenager is hard in itself, especially when you're 13 and you're still trying to figure out who you are. This time is particularly difficult, though. There's always a certain pressure to look and act a certain way. And if you don't, you're deemed not cool enough. If you don't play a sport or have a huge group of friends, you're not popular enough. And on top of that, there's pressures of just being female. As young women, we see it every day. We see it in the media with those unrealistic beauty standards that if we don't meet, we're made to feel like we're not pretty enough. And when you're so young, it's easy to let all of that get into your head, which is exactly what happened with me. In 8th grade, I had bright pink hair, which, for the record, I thought was awesome, but I could tell that those around me, peers and adults, would judge me for it. It was especially discouraging to have those so much older than me critique my choice of hairstyle, which ultimately didn't affect them in any way. I could feel myself start to lose me and those parts of myself that I loved. It's almost as if those months of my 8th grade year stripped away a huge part of myself, and what was important to me, what my true values were, suddenly didn't matter. Over time, 8th grade got better, and I met some really amazing friends. And finally, things were slowly starting to look up for me. Freshman year came along, and while I had such great friends and seemed perfectly happy, my self-esteem was still at a very low place. I could still feel people's words attached to me. The best way I can describe it is like their words were leeches and were sucking the life out of me. I had a really hard time feeling confident in myself because of it. This went on for all of freshman year and was a battle I was fighting within myself and was not something I ever shared with anyone, which was just an added struggle. I was getting tired of feeling worthless and small. And in my sophomore year of high school, I had an epiphany. I had a trusted relationship with someone I could no longer trust anymore, and I knew in my heart I was worth more than how they treated me. I began to once again recognize my worth, my true value, and my mindset completely changed. I found myself putting my well-being first, from my own personal happiness to my grades. I decided to get involved with LLS once again, and I got that campaign of my own. Just a few years ago, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society developed a Students of the Year campaign, which is very similar to the Man and Woman of the Year program. My mom encouraged me to take on the challenge, and the two of us knew exactly who this should be in honor of. At 12 years old, Cynthia, the young survivor turned friend I made when I first learned about blood cancer and how it can affect even the smallest person, passed away from a brain cancer. This campaign would be in her honor, and I was determined to raise enough to link a research grant in her name. I started by building a multi-generational team of family members and friends to raise as much money as we can to help fund a cure for blood cancer. I held events, got sponsorships, and partnered with local businesses to get the word out about my campaign. This was such a crucial time for me and my confidence. I started to believe in myself more, as well as my capabilities of putting myself out there and making a change. Over the course of those 7 weeks, I raised $64,490.66 for blood cancer research. I also beat my mom's total, which was just an added bonus. This part of myself, my outgoing businesswoman side of me, was always there. I just lost her for a while. But she's back, she's better than ever, and she now can't stop volunteering. Seriously, someone please stop me. In all seriousness, I realized my values came back to philanthropy. When I'm helping others out, I know I'm providing them with a sense of safety and helping to take away some of their worries. It's something I hold dear to my heart. Over that course of time, I was given the ability to feel confident in my speech, the ability to look at adults and tell them how I feel, and the ability to look at my peers and not be afraid to tell them what I think. I know I'm only 17, and I have so many more experiences and life lessons ahead of me, but I'm excited to learn more, and I want to learn more. I want to be excited to gain perspective. I want to be enthusiastic about what my future holds. I want to be a person who doesn't look back with sadness. I want to be a person who looks back with admiration. I want to be a person who is always looking forward. I want to be a person who thinks without limits. I want to be limitless.